just completed number 10, and we still have a ways to go. It's still about fundamentals and technique, and it's just about guys just each and every practice where it's daily improvement at each position. And we have to, you look at it, and just offensively, it's the offensive line. We have to get better there and just fill some holes. And right now it's a depth problem just because we just don't have enough bodies. The running back position is still very solid. Wide receivers, we got guys that are making plays, need to make more. And there's competition at the quarterback position. Tight ends are doing very well. On the defensive side, when I speak about the offensive lines, have the same issue with the defensive line, where you got to develop some players and they have to come along. So it's really solid at the linebackers and in the secondary. So just overall, we know we need to get better. 5 days out, and we have our spring game, on that 15 practice. So just looking forward to that.
Charlie, at the beginning of spring, you told us you were hopeful that you know who your quarterback was by the end of spring. Do you still think that's possible?
Well, the competition is very good, and I don't know if by the end of spring it will be a guy, but you just like the battle right now. I know Gerard is down. But with Bouchel and Swoops, they're competing and they're doing a very good job of just managing the offense and moving the ball.
Since this is the first time we've seen you, what happened last week with Gerard, and where is he? And all that?
Gerard is doing well. Just rehab. We talked about that today, and he's coming along very well. And he just fell on his shoulder wrong and had a sprain with it. But he's going to be fine. It's we know we only have a few more practices left, but if we were to go longer, he would be back.
The fact that he's not out there competing with Shane and Tyrone, that can't help his chances in the long term.
Well, it's not that he's getting it on the field, but he's getting it in the classroom, and so he's learning in the classroom, and I think that helps also. But he just physically he can't do what they're doing right now, but just mentally he can make sure that he's processing everything in the classroom.
Coach, when you were you guys played Teddy Bridgewater as a freshman after Will Stein had went down, what would it take for a kid like Shane Buechele to be able to earn that starting job as a true freshman?
Well, he just keep competing, and he's doing a great job. And Shane's a quarterback; he knows where to put the ball. He's been in an offense similar to what we're doing right now, and he's only going to get better. And you look at Swoops and you look at Bouchel; they both are pushing one another. So it's good competition.
Chelsea, I can't help but notice your tone. I mean, you really wanted to have a guy picked by spring, but now you're saying I don't know if that's possible.
Well, it's just you're going to allow them to compete and just let it play its way out. And if it takes that we have to go into the fall camp and have to pick a guy, then that's what we will do.
What has kind of struck you about the way Shane Buechele has performed as a guy who should be a senior in high school? What gives you the thought that he could start this fall?
Well, just the knowledge of the offense, and he's doing a really good job of just learning, picking up. Shane is like a gym rat. He's always around. He's always learning. He's willing to learn. And when you get a player like that, it's only going to make the other two guys better because they see how hard he works, and it drives them to work even harder. But, would not be afraid to start him at all because I know that he would go out there and compete and do what we ask him to do.
How's Kai look, Coach?
Kai hasn't gotten as many reps as the other guys have, but he's doing a good job. It's just that he's working through some things right now, and what we have to do with him is just make sure that he just stay involved.
In terms of how practice is going, Coach, coming off a 5-7 season, are these guys practicing like a 5-7 team, or a team that's 11, 13-0 and hungry to get back at it and make some noise?
Well, I don't know if we're 13-0. We haven't been that yet, but the guys are practicing well, and they're doing a good job, and they're doing everything we ask them to do, and they want to improve and they want to get better.
Charlie, just to kind of clarify, are you guys planning on shutting Gerard down for the rest of spring, or would he see any action in the spring game or next week?
No, Gerard will be shut down for the rest of the spring.
How is with all this going on with Gerard, how is just the installation of the offense? Is Sterling and you've been happy about the progress that's being made? in that area?
Well, because Gerard's down, we haven't stopped installing. We're going to continue to move on, and he can get it in the classroom. He just can't perform out on the field. But, you know, you have two quarterbacks that you have to get ready to go play. So the installation process is continuing on, and it's going well on the field, and we're doing what we need to do.
Charlie, aside from depth issues with both lines, what stood out to you positively about both sides of the line of scrimmage?
Well, you know, with the guys, when you look at Perk, you look at Connor, you look at Vahi, even with Shackelford coming along and Hodges got to come along, you know, you have those guys that are competing very well. And then on the defensive side, you know, Boyette was down a day or two, but he's back. You know, Poona's looking really good. Nelson's doing a good job. And we just got to continue to get guys just, you know, with Bryce and those guys just got to come on. Nashawn just got to just keep working. And they all know they need to improve. We know they need to improve, but just a competition when we go now, it's always good on good. So you just like just the level of energy that they have each and every day.
Charles, you know, at Texas, fans are often looking for the next big thing, freshman or a new guy, whoever. What is Tyrone Swoopes done to kind of prove that he's gotten better the last few years, and that maybe you can turn to a guy who's been there before, and people should be excited about what new stuff he can bring?
Well, it's just he's maturing much better now. And he's going to get better. I mean, as you get older, you have to get better. It's no need that you should. And what we're asking him to do right now on offense, he's doing those things. So he'll get better and improve. And it just comes with age.
Is he a different guy than he was when you got here?
Oh, he's a lot different than a player, and just the whole approach to the game. He's totally different.
Has Colin Johnson been as good as these internet practice reports indicate?
Well, Colin is, you know, the thing he has is he has height, he has speed, he can catch the football, does a really good job with his just total body position, and you know, he makes those catches and he makes the tough catches.
Is he good enough to say he could start opposite Burt?
Well, he'll get every chance to, and you know we have some guys out there. You know, you still have Burt, you have some guys that are competing well, and Colin's one of them.
Coach Tyrone has traditionally put good at practice, and that hasn't always carried over to games. What do you need to see from him to make you feel confident that could carry over in the regular season?
Well, it's all confidence, and you know, it's so much plays in the part. You know, you got to have an offensive line that can protect him, and he's got to be confident in his offensive line. You have running backs right now that can run the ball. You got to have receivers that can make the catches. You know, it all plays into one. I know it's, you know, we put so much into one position, but it's not just one position. It's, you know, you have 11 guys out there on offense, and they have to play together and just make sure that we manage the offense well enough where not only if it's Tyrone, if it's Bouchel, whomever's in there, that they have to be able, or Gerard, they have to be able to move the football and make the right throws and put us in the right place.
Charlie, off subject from spring ball, have you had any more discussions or thoughts on satellite camps and if you guys are going to pursue that?
Well, it's you know, we haven't talked about it. I think that it's going to be voted on here in the next week or so. So we'll just see how that comes down, and we can always take camps and go do camps wherever we need to.
How's the competition looking at in the kicking game, Coach?
Well, we have to find us a kicker, and that's an issue right now. You know, we have some guys that are lining up and they're kicking the ball, but we have to be more consistent. And you know, we're going to miss Nick Rose because the thing he could do was kick the ball out of the end zone, and so now I told our kickoff team when they go down, they're going to have to cover. So we just got to find us a kicker there.
Could it be somebody who's not in camp right now?
I don't know who that would be because, I mean, we got our guys here now. We didn't sign a kicker, so unless we're going to generate one. Are we going to generate one somewhere?
What was Dixon in spring ball last year?
Who was it?
Was Dixon in spring ball last year?
No, Dixon was not in spring ball last year, but yeah, we generated him. But we trying to generate a kicker now. We're always looking for someone. Huh?
Mike's saying he's willing to help with that.
If you find me a kicker, let's send him to me. I need him.
All set?
All right. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Coach.